is Chelsea Hodges, and I am the chairperson of this event. It is my honor to put this event together. If you're wondering what LCRMEA stands for, it is the Lower Columbia River Music Educators Association. So that is an organization of local music teachers who come together and provide performance opportunities at our local level. It's been a privilege to organize the event you see here today. This has been a wonderful group to work with. Students came prepared, rehearsed well, and had lots of fun these last 2 days. And we did a lot in 2 days. To get into this ensemble, students are nominated by their band directors. We have 16 middle schools represented on stage. Thank you for providing transportation, encouraging practice, and being supportive of these students. So it is my pleasure to introduce the 2023 Middle School Honor Band from LCRMEA with conductor Mr. Bob Rink.
Well, thank you so much for your kind applause for these students. They've definitely worked hard, not just this weekend, but they've been working hard for years to get to this point. So congratulations to them. What a great celebration of their journey on their musicianship. Again, my name is Bob Rink. I work in the Puyallup School District. And boy, it's just a pleasure to be part of this organization, this event this afternoon. It's wonderful to be here. That first piece was titled Invincible by Robert W. Smith. Mr. Smith is I would say, prolific writer. He's written hundreds of compositions specifically for young band as a way to staircase their skill set into more advanced literature. And in that piece, what a great chance to practice fanfare style that you can hear at the beginning and the end, and then sandwich that with the anthem style or the ceremonial style in the middle. So great music, and the kids are latching on terrifically. The next piece that we have is even more challenging. This one, Softly Speaks, is any kind of piece that's more chorale style or lyrical and a little slower in tempo. is always more challenging for younger students, older students as well. What makes this so challenging is that, kind of like a conveyor belt, I guess, when you slow that conveyor belt down. I know my wife worked at a food factory once as a chemist, and boy, the workers didn't like her because she had to swab things to make sure they were clean. But they would slow that potato chip conveyor belt down so that they could find all the bad ones and pick them out. When the conveyor belt's going really fast, stuff sneaks by. In music, it's very similar. When you slow that tempo down, there's more that can be exposed, and the students have to be on their A game every note that they play to give it direction and purpose and meaning. So these kids are playing well above their years in the style that they're going to achieve today. Next piece by Carol Britton Chambers, Softly Speaks the Night. Well, I have the good fortune of being able to do this type of thing quite a bit, more than my share, but I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be here this weekend. I do a lot of honor bands like this across the state and Oregon and such, and I don't say this at every concert, but this group is way above where they're supposed to be. Don't tell them I said that, but these guys are really good. drive-through adult bands, and it's really fun to take any group where they're at and just try to make them better. And this group has been doing that for about the last 6 hours. It's just been a real fun journey musically with these kids this last day and a half. But again, I just get to come in and kind of wave my arms and I leave town, kind of like an out-of-town uncle. You know, you come in, you say hi, you take the kids to ice cream, whatever, then you're gone. You know, the true heroes are sitting among us. We've heard from many of these young heroes on the stage. They're doing terrific. The other heroes, of course, are the people who day in and day out work and guide and model and encourage and inspire and motivate these youngsters on the stage. And that's their school band directors. Without them, so we're going to practice that one more time. But we're going to go ahead and give them a round. Can we have those players, the band directors, please stand up if you're representing students on the stage. I don't know who's more proud, the parents right now or the band directors. I think everybody wins, though. It's great. A lot of love in the room. Our next piece, our Kingsland Spring, is the first movement of a 3-movement work. I actually performed that once as a 3-movement work. There was a lot of hazo at once, but it was great. We're going to do the first movement this afternoon called Our Kingsland Spring. Samuel Hazo, one of the things I enjoy about his writing the best is that it's the color of the chords and the color of the harmonies he uses is just very inspiring. It's very emotionally charged, in my opinion. And the way that he goes back and forth in this movement between a fast tempo and a slower tempo is just brilliant. And the kids are hanging on great. Please enjoy Samuel Hazo's Our Kingsland Spring.
Thank you. What a great band. Can you give another round? My name is Bruce Dunn, and I teach the band at Covington Middle School, and I'm one of the proud band directors. I look at everybody out in this group. I'm not only just proud of my students, I'm proud of everybody. And I'm proud of you for supporting music and arts in our community. The arts in our community doesn't survive without all of us taking a part to do this. And so absolutely. What I wanted to say is that as we have groups like this, you can tell a lot about the community and the city and the quality of life by arts organizations and what's coming up through not only the schools but out in the community, music and art happening all around us. And we have an amazing group in our community called the Vancouver Symphony. I told these students last night that I have one free ticket for student tickets for the Vancouver Symphony concert this weekend. There's a concert tonight at 7 p.m., concert tomorrow at 3. This ticket is good for either of those performances, and I can give one ticket to each of the students. If you would like one, I have a little sheet of paper that has all the information on it, and I'm just going to be down here at the front of the stage before you go, and I've already had lots of kids come up and say they wanted to get those. So please come see me. I'll be right down here, and thank you very much.
One thing I'm not used to, I've been in over several thousand concerts in the last several decades, but they go by so fast. It's like cooking a fine dinner, and people gobble it down in 10 minutes. It's like, enjoy it, enjoy it, make it last long. But here we are, we're at our final number already for this afternoon. And it's humbling how long it takes to put a piece of music together well. And again, these kids are just doing a dynamite job. Much has been spoken tonight already about the great community sport, band directors, parents, families. And again, thank you so much for being that extended, necessary component of a young musician's career. That encouragement from home there's just no substitute for that. That is just crucial, just vital. So thank you. Your presence here speaks volumes, and thank you for supporting them on their journey. Speaking of the kids' journey, I remember being in 6th grade in band. I remember being in 7th grade. I remember being in 8th grade. I had no idea then that I'd be still in band now. I never graduated from band. But it's just amazing how we're at this peak of our career as a 6th grader or 7th grader or 8th grader, and we don't really exactly know what's out there next. We just have to trust that there's going to be great things in store. And we can say with great certainty that for these students moving on to their high school band experiences at their high schools that they're going to attend, there are great things that are in store. So I would highly encourage all of our students to continue that next step. It's very easy when you change schools to maybe not be sure 100% about the situation. And I would encourage you to not listen to that doubting voice. And for many of you, it's a no-brainer. Of course I'm going to be in band in 9th grade, of course. There might be some that I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what it's going to be like. The director's a little bit different. The school's big. I'm just not sure. The schedule looks scary because we're supposed to take 1,000 classes and there's only 100 boxes. There's lots of doubt that could creep in. I always tell my students, if you like playing, keep playing. And the other stuff will figure itself out. So that's my message to you, is if you like playing, if you like this stuff that we are doing, keep doing it. It's good for us. All right? The rest of your life. I just can't wait to watch your next adventures. It's going to be wonderful. Well, thank you again, Mrs. Hodges, for whipping all this together. Just all it takes is a couple of quick emails and, order pizza, and it's just snap, 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 it all happens. So we should give Mrs. Hodges one more round of applause. And one of the assignments of our students today is to thank an adult. Before midnight tonight, there's an expiration date. You need to thank an adult. It can be your band director, it can be a parent or someone that you know, not a stranger. Well, or it could be a stranger. It could be some random person in the audience. You can say thank you for coming to my concert. Yeah. But I want you to make sure that you understand that these privileges are just that. You earned it, but it is a privilege. And we always want to be giving back for those great privileges. So before midnight tonight, say thank you to an adult, look the adult in the eye, and don't just say thank you, ... Be specific for what you're thanking that adult for. Okay? So you've got a few hours to make sure that happens. And I'm going to be correcting your homework. At 12:01, expect a call. I'll let them wonder if I'm being serious or not. Okay. Hey, it's time for our final number. Again, thanks for turning out. This next piece is a good old-fashioned concert march. What makes a march, certainly the steady beat, it's going to permeate every seat in the house. But what makes a march is the architectural form. The 4-measure introduction, the 16-measure first strain with repeat, the 16-measure second strain with repeat, the introduction to the trio, which is twice as long as the first and second introductions, the dogfight at the end of the trio, and the return back to the trio. There's an architecture that has been done since the beginning of the early 1900s, I would say. John Philip Sousa is the undisputed March King. I should have looked this up. I don't think it's 100 marches. Maybe I'm wrong. It's a lot. He's written a bunch. Underneath him, Carl King is the next big name in the marching world. He's written a ton of marches, and they were actually in the same band for a while. Mr. Geisler is a Texas band director, or was, before he passed away about 12 years ago. And he writes in the style of both John Philip Sousa and Carl King. His goal was to make that march, that great march tradition, accessible to young musicians, and he's hit it on the head with Blazing Brass. We're going to close out now with a great march by Robert Geisler. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Students, you're awesome. Keep going. Parents, family, guardian, teachers, you're doing great work. Keep it up. Blazing Brass.